For 700 years, our Creator's light appeared over his mercy seat to meet with the priest when they asked if that person was forgiven for not obeying any of the 12 commandments. This text comes from after the time that Assyria took the nation Israel into captivity. I'm going to get right to what's up above my head, and that's how easy it is for anybody to actually find these hidden formats. It comes down to a skill and understanding of correcting the words. They did not possess the land, and their own arm did not save them, but your right hand and arm and the light of your presence, where you did favor them. Now that's quick. That's a quick change in wording right there. I don't know, but I just know that that is starting to connect together here. So I did not afflict the people when you did set them abroad. Okay. And their own arm did not save them, but your right hand and your arm and the light of your presence, you did favor them. Now that's kind of a 4-verse format, but that's a group there. Their own army did not save them because they had swords in their might, their own swords and might. So it has to be army. Better save the text. But now you can see there's a 4-verse and a 3-verse. And here it's still going to be a 4-verse. But by your hand and arm and the light of your presence, you favored us, not them. This would be, now it'd be, the writer would be from Judah's side, who's left. Okay. But by your hand. In this way, I'd have to keep the word right and then get rid of arm here. But by your right hand, the light of your presence. Okay, now, if anything says what's going on in the house for meeting with our Creator and how he appeared to them, that verse is probably one of the most important verses there in all the text. I mean, I found some good ones, but our Creator, we don't have very much about how he presented himself when he was in the meeting with the priest, in the tent for meeting with them, and in the house for meeting with him. The light of your presence, though, it means he was showing himself as light, okay? So this means at that time that our Creator was still in, because Pika was here. So Hezekiah was a good king. So now I would say the text here that's being written is at Hezekiah's time, and he was still showing himself as a light, as his presence in the house for meeting with him. How important is that? That is huge, okay? That is huge. Because I can go to Daniel's text, and Daniel has a vision, and he shows himself as light. This is our presence of our Creator. In the light of your presence, by your right hand, and I don't want to say the word the is that the right word here. And light of your presence, and your light of your presence. I'd rather say it that way. And your light of your presence, you favored us by your right hand, and your light of your presence. Excellent words. Excellent words. Oh, one of the joys of understanding the text. That is just so huge. In fact, I've got to save that. I should be putting a lot of that text when I see this, because the priests, when they went in, they would bow with reverence to our Creator, and then by the light of his presence would show up. And then, oh man, this is just some strong stuff here. Some people don't care. I care. You might not get so excited. I'm overexcited. I'm to actually reveal text that tells us that our Creator was showing up as a light, as his presence at that time. And I didn't have to change the word presence to get there. In fact, what did they use for the word presence? Well, I wouldn't use any of it by the light. So they must have had the word light here. Yes. They had to stay with the word light. So what did they have? Because I bet your presence is only used once, maybe. Presence 128 times. Well, I missed that a lot in the text. So I was completely off the mark. I didn't know they were so willingly putting truthful information here for us. So this is what I've done so far. And what I'll show you here is a cleanup of the text. So I've had to add a lot of words, found words that are missing, because they actually have a mixture of but formats. You can see that the first writer said, "Our Creator, we have heard with our ears, for our forefathers have told us the wonders you did in their days." Now that means that would have been coming out of Egypt. Like the days of old, by your own hand, they drove out their kingdoms and you established them. These words are coming from the time of the promised land. So then, notice this is a 4-verse, how this one hooks to this one, and those hook, and that becomes a small paragraph. That's a small paragraph, but they connect together. Now I've got 3-verse here, okay? Now I've got 3-verse. I had to add one here because I knew that it was missing, because there's no text above it or below it that I got, that I got rid of it. So, but if you have any questions or anything you want to know about or ask, I am right here